What leading men could Hollywood just not make happen? I was watching a clip from Fury the other day, and I remembered Scott Eastwood existed. Then I went through his filmography and was struck by just how hard they tried to make him a leading man. It got me thinking, who else just didn't have a successful career as a lead, despite the pressure offered? The other major recent example I can think of is Armie Hammer. Even before all the weird shit, he was never a box office draw. Every one of the films he was the lead for lost money. Sure, several of these films were good, but not blockbusters. Who else could be in this club? I can't wait to hear the comments. And then I want to hear your suggestions. Top of the list here is Will Smith's son, Jaden Smith. Finally, when they made Gemini Man, they decided it was easier to make Will younger by CGI than to get Jaden to act. Ooh. The next person says, somewhere, Ice Cube's son is still smiling. The next commenter says, as I recall, Will Smith demanded that Jaden be cast in a prominent role in the Independence Day sequel. Otherwise, he would not commit. Fox hard passed, and Will was no longer available due to his schedule. No loss. The next commenter says, haha, Jaden's so bad a studio will pass up Will Smith. Probably Will has all the money he will ever need, but money can't buy forgiveness from his son. Jaden blames Will for the flop of After Earth, and it derailing his career. He believes the script was bad and his father should have known better. Jaden asked for emancipation at age 15 to get his own home when After Earth was panned by critics. Our next commenter says, Taylor Kitsch starred in 2 major studio movies in 2012, John Carter and Battleship, along with a smaller but still ensemble cast Oliver Stone movie Savages. Complete failure to reach A-list status and reduced to fewer and smaller non-leading roles since. Our next commenter says, a recent New York Times article interview with him showed him to be at peace with the box office failures and not becoming A-list, especially as now he finds the sorts of parts he's playing more rewarding. Our next commenter says, good for him. I think he's better off. Getting locked into a superhero role for 10 years has to be draining. Our next commenter says, the failure of John Carter is so wild to me. It's often discussed as one of the worst box office bombs. It's definitely up there, but I don't see a lot of discussion on how bad Disney effed it and how connected its failure is to the movie Mars Needs Moms. Mars Needs Moms was such an utter box office failure that Disney went into absolute panic over it. John Carter was originally titled John Carter of Mars. After Mars Needs Moms failed so hard, Disney decided they had to cut From Mars out of John Carter's title. They had a significant ad campaign lined up that was suddenly scrapped, and the movie went from having a huge marketing budget to now having almost zero marketing because of the late name change. I don't know about you guys, but John Carter's one of my favorite movies. Our next commenter has some good juice. He says, I was in the audience for a late-night talk show where Taylor Lautner was the guest, promoting that TV show he was on. I forget what it was called. It was a supernatural drama, I remember that much. Because when they showed the clip, the entire audience laughed at a meant-to-be serious line delivery. And it wasn't a light laugh, it was like a sitcom's canned audience laughter. Not meanly, it was just stupid. And Taylor had to sit there awkwardly while the director stopped the taping and said we had to re-watch the clip and this time, just clap. I've tried finding the clip, but all I can really figure out is the show was Scream Queens, which seems to have been a little tongue-in-cheek. But the clip they brought was supposed to be a more dramatic scene, so I assumed it was a drama. Why bring a dramatic clip to promote your lighthearted show? Any Scream Queen fans might be able to find the scene, but I vaguely remember the funny dramatic line reading was something like, because I'm dead. Anyway, our next commenter says, oh, geez, Thank you for sharing. That's juicy, but I feel bad for him too. Oh, poor Taylor. Who doesn't feel bad for him? So we've picked 4 guys for this article. Scott Eastwood, Taylor Lautner, Taylor Kish, and Jaden Smith. Who would you pick to add to this list? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos.